See and hear. Okay, full power run up. Sounded pretty good.
My name's John.
Hi, John.
I fly this many times. It's one of the most exciting airplanes here at Old Rhinebeck, in my opinion. It's quite exciting. What's your favorite thing about flying it? What's your not so favorite thing about flying?
It's very controllable. It really is. That's my favorite thing. The least favorite thing is on a windy day, especially if there's a crosswind, you really have to pay close attention because it has no brakes. And it has a little shoe at the bottom of a tail skid that turns about 20 degrees either way, and it can get away from you.
It seems to be surprisingly maneuverable.
Is
it a pretty maneuverable airplane?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you feel that torque from the Rotary as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the torque is most noticeable like when I'm on final approach with a speed of about 70, and then if I blip it to full power, the left wing will drop at least a foot.
Yeah. Wow.
But you just get used to it. It's just the way it is.
It's always exciting to see you fly. So thank you so much, and thanks
you.
for flying this.
This is the 30th year that this thing's been flying.
Is that right? Wow.
I finished it in 1994.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting because you have the Rotary engine on it too.
Yeah.
Man, that's always fun to see.
Yep.
I remember being here and the car alarms going off over here across the way when you start up.
Really?
Yeah. The car alarms will be set off by the noise of the engine.
I guess I'm always in it and I can't hear anything else. The loudest part about it is the poor person who has to pull this chock out when the engine's being run up, because this is where the exhaust valve opens. That's why there's this hole in the cowling. Every other cylinder as it goes by, the exhaust valve just starts to open. My finger can just feel this exhaust valve starting to open, and the exhaust valve is that big around. And this is the second one of these that I built. And the first one, it was all just solid cowling here, and Cole Talon was still alive, and he was not one to give advice, but he came right up to me and said, "Man, this is really great. What a beautiful job. I can't believe it." He had loaned me some parts to copy and so forth. But he said, "You got to cut a hole out to let the exhaust out, or it'll blow the cowling off." And I thought, it's brand new. I just finished the paint. I don't want to cut a hole in it. So later that day during the show, Cole grabbed the microphone and was actually interviewing me on the runway. And he said, "Okay, you want to start it up?" We started it up, and the cowling blew off. So he didn't give a lot of advice, but when he did give advice, you really should listen.
I remember I have an old video of him running up the Jenny with the OX5, and he's out there talking with someone else, and he's holding his hands over each exhaust, you know, checking on how much exhaust was coming out of the pipe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite a guy.
He was known to check if the magneto was failing by pulling the spark plug lead off and holding it in his hand and turning the propeller on. And if you've ever been sparked by a magneto, you know what's going on. He was a tough guy.
Well, thanks so much for chatting with me.
You're welcome.
And I'll continue to enjoy your airplane here.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thanks.